What's up everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's speed build, I am renovating an apartment in Simmarysims, and this is the 910 Medina Studios apartment. It's a very run-down apartment. It has the needs TLC lot rate, so that means that there are like a couple of things like pipes on the wall and stuff like that, and the little electricity box that will break down from time to time. So you need to fix that, or like call the landlord so that they can fix it for you. But yeah, this is definitely a very rundown apartment, and I'm furnishing it for a single mom and her son. Now, I have done a single mom's dream home on my channel. I think that's about 2 weeks ago by now. Yeah, I think it's about 2 weeks ago. And for that little build, I will link it in the description box down below if you missed that one or if you just haven't seen it yet. But yeah, for that little dream house, I had this whole storyline of a single mother and her son, her teenage son, and how they used to live in Simmarysims, and then they finally had enough money to buy a house and move into a little house. And so I was talking about that whole storyline in that video, and then in the comments section, someone actually suggested that I should build the apartment from that specific storyline that I was talking about. And I thought that that was such a clever idea. I thought that that would be so much fun, and so I took that idea and ran with it. So thank you so much to whoever suggested that I should build the little apartment from the storyline. So that's what I'm doing in today's video. Now, I will kind of just go ahead and repeat that same storyline because it is the storyline that that goes with this apartment. So what I was thinking is, in this apartment, a single mom is living here with her son. At this point, the son is a child, so not a teenager yet. But in that storyline that I was talking about in the single mom's dream home, the son is actually already a teenager. So we're kind of going back in time. So the mom is a little bit younger and the son is also a little bit younger, obviously, for the storyline for this apartment. So what I was thinking is the mom and the son, they're living here together. They do not have a whole bunch of money. Like, they are kind of struggling a little bit. The mom is really trying to make ends meet, and she is working as a waitress at a very, well, just not like the nicest place, but she is working there as a waitress, and she got pregnant when she was very young, like when she was still a teenager, and her family and the dad and the dad's family, they did not want to have anything to do with it. So she was kind of abandoned by her boyfriend and by her own family as well, which is really, really sad. But I mean, it's something that happens in real life, and I think it's important to kind of represent those stories as well in this game, which is what makes this game so special to me, is that you can build like for every specific storyline or family, just anything that comes to mind. So I thought it would be important to touch on that subject. So yeah, this girl, she was abandoned at a pretty young age, and I was thinking that maybe she wasn't even able to finish high school. She just really, really needed to get to work as soon as possible and make some money, because she also needed a place to live. So yeah, she moved into this apartment with her son when he was still a newborn, like when he was still a little baby. And ever since then, the mother, she has been working really, really hard to make ends meet. And yeah, she's working as a waitress at a restaurant, and she's not making the most money, obviously. But she's doing everything that she possibly can. And so yeah, life has not been a lot of fun for them, but I feel like the mom and the son, they're very close, and yeah, they're just trying to make the best out of the whole situation, and it's what they're used to, really. So yeah, even though they're not living in the nicest place, they still really managed to make it their own. And yeah, they tried to make it, or the mom at least, she tried to decorate it to the best of her abilities. And she definitely got like some stuff from like the flea market every now and then, and from just like from thrift stores and stuff like that. And for this apartment, I was really trying to go for a mixture between very like thrifted looking furniture and also some more modern looking furniture, because I was thinking that she needed to buy a Murphy bed, probably from like IKEA or something, probably secondhand as well, but still probably from like IKEA. Because this little apartment only has one bedroom. So she actually gave the bedroom to her son so that he can have his own private space in the house, and he kind of has just his own little space where he can just sit and play with his toys or do his homework or just be by himself. The mom, she thought that that would be very, very important to do. So yeah, she gave the bedroom to her son, but she obviously also needs a place to sleep. So she just placed a Murphy bed in the living room, and that is where she sleeps. So I decided to go ahead and do that, and you can definitely tell that there is a crazy mixture of like modern and older looking furniture going on, and I was definitely very much enjoying that. And the apartment is actually a little bit bigger than what I had in mind when I was talking about this little storyline in the Single Mom's Dream Home video. I was talking about a very in that storyline, I was talking about a very, very small and cramped little apartment. This one is a little bit bigger than I had in mind, but we don't really have very cramped, very small apartments in San Myshuno. They're all quite spacious. I think that this one is supposed to be one of the smallest apartments in the game, but it's still pretty spacious. Like it's not that small. And now that I'm talking about it, I think that we have an even smaller rundown apartment somewhere in San Myshuno. I think it's one of the Chic Street apartments, if I'm remembering correctly. It's the one with like the body outline on the floor, which is really creepy. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that that one is even smaller. So I could have used that apartment for this storyline as well, but I don't know. I was just really enjoying the vibe of this whole apartment for this specific storyline. So I just kind of went with this one, even though it's a little bit bigger than what I had in mind at first. But then again, in The Sims, the whole like size proportions thing is kind of off. So everything, like all the items are very large and a lot bulkier than they would be in real life. Everything needs a lot more space than it would in real life. For your Sims to be able to route around, obviously. I mean, it makes sense, it's a video game. So yeah, generally speaking, you just need a little bit more space for things in The Sims than you would need in real life for those things. But you can see that I actually covered up one of the mouse holes in this apartment by one of the kitchen cabinets, but I really didn't have a choice because the kitchen is quite small and I did need enough counter space. So I decided to go ahead and actually cover up one of the mouse holes with a cabinet or with a countertop, and I hope that's okay. That means that you can't reach it, so that you can't do anything about the mice or the rats coming out of that hole. But yeah, I feel like for the storyline purpose, like it's okay. I feel like there would be like rats or mice like all the time in this apartment, and there's really nothing that that the mom or the landlord can do about it, because the building, I was imagining the building is just very old and run down and they can't really do anything about it. So I thought it would make sense for the storyline. But yeah, as you can see, I tried to make the apartment a little bit smaller by placing a couple of closets and a pantry. You can see that I placed a pantry in the living area that I used 2 doors for to kind of mimic like a double door, if that makes sense. And I just placed like one of the shelving units from, I think it's from Dine Out, the one that has all the like food boxes and things like that in it. So I figured I would place that in a makeshift pantry, and then in the hallway there is actually also a little walk-in closet that I placed a couple of the modular pieces from Dream Home Decorator in. I chose a very deep brown, darker brown wood swatch for those modular pieces to kind of make them look a little bit on the older side, a little bit less modern. And I think it makes sense because the mom, she really does not have a bedroom, so she needs a place to store her clothes. She doesn't really have a dresser or anything, so I just feel like I would create a little walk-in closet in the hallway, and then I used the same like modular pieces in the one bedroom as well. So this bedroom actually has a pretty nice wardrobe area, and I figured that the mom and the son, they probably share this one because they need all the storage space that they can get, because the apartment, even though it's a little bit more spacious than I envisioned, it's still really, really small. So yeah, they really need to make the most of all the storage space that they can get. But you can see that I also used very like crappy wallpaper and carpet in this build as well to make it really kind of gross looking and very run down as well. But I was definitely enjoying that vibe for this apartment. So yeah, and if you want to know more about that whole storyline that I'm talking about in this apartment, you can definitely go ahead and watch the single mom's dream home speed build if you want to, because I talk about the storyline a little bit more in that video, and I also talk about how they eventually, or how the mom at least eventually was able to afford a house and move away, like move out of this crappy apartment, because they lived here for years, and then eventually at some point the mom, she got a new job and she was able to make a little bit more money and save up a little bit more money, and then eventually she was able to get a mortgage and buy her dream house. And it's not a dream house in the sense that it's very large and spacious and very luxurious or anything, but it's, for her, that is her dream house that she has been working towards ever since she was, I don't know, like 16 years old or something. That's everything she could ever dream about for her and her son. So yeah, at some point she was actually able to move away out of this apartment and into that nice house. So if you're curious and if you want to see that house and how it came together, I definitely suggest you watch that speed build. It's a fun one. I really enjoyed building that little house, but I also really enjoyed building this little apartment. So once again, thank you so much to whoever suggested that I should build the apartment from that storyline. I had a lot of fun with this. Here you can see that I am decorating the bathroom. I actually managed to place a couple of laundry machines in here because the bathroom is pretty spacious as well. So I decided to go ahead and use and just make the most out of the space in here and place laundry machines instead of like a luxurious bathtub or like bathtub shower combination. I really wanted to place this not so luxurious looking shower from Discovery University. So I went ahead and placed that, and then I placed a couple of laundry machines next to it, and yeah, you can see that I cluttered up the space a little bit. There are a couple of pipes in this bathroom that will break down from time to time, and they're still reachable, so you can actually go ahead and fix those pipes. There is also a little electricity box in the kitchen, which is accessible as well, but that's about it. Let's hop into the game and I'll show you the apartment in real time. So here we have the little apartment in the game. You can see that I tried to take up a little bit of space by placing this pantry over here and this closet over here. So that takes up a good like 8 tiles. I was definitely trying to like make the apartment a little bit more smaller that way, if that makes sense. But when you walk into the apartment, you enter into this very tiny little entryway, and you can see that I definitely used like very old looking, a little bit gross looking wallpaper and things throughout the whole build, and I was very much enjoying that. And then over here we have a little archway right here that leads into the walk-in closet over here. One thing I think is a little bit annoying about the modular furniture pieces, because a lot of them obviously are wall mounted. That means that when you play with the walls down or half down, you can't see them anymore. And I think that that's a little bit annoying, because you can see them right now. Like you can see that there is this whole wardrobe thing going on, but as soon as you like play with the walls down, you can't see it anymore. But oh well, it is what it is, I guess. And then over here we have the living room area with the Murphy bed. I did obviously play test to see if there was enough room for the Murphy bed to come down, and and there's definitely enough space, so that all works. The only awkward thing is with these Murphy beds is that when the Murphy bed is tucked away like this, the TV is very, very far away from the couch, and this TV is really small, so that would definitely be a little bit annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. This is just how it works in The Sims. But you can see that I created this little living room area. I placed a whole bunch of clutter because I was imagining that the mom, she definitely made the most of the space and she really wanted to make it cozy and homey. And then over here we have the doors leading into the pantry. This pantry thing is not functional. I just placed this shelving unit in here, but you can't really use that, so it's just decorative. But I thought it would be realistic and fun, so I did it anyway. And then over here we have the dining area. I used a couple of mismatched chairs together because I thought it'd be realistic. She probably got those from like the thrift store and she wasn't able to find 4 of the exact same chairs. And then over here we have the kitchen. I think the kitchen is my favorite space of this house. I don't know why, but I just really like it. Even though it's very dated and old looking, I still think it's really nice. Over here I placed one of these little toaster ovens and a very old looking fridge, as you can see. I think it just looks really nice. And then over here we have the bathroom. As you can see, I placed a couple of laundry machines in here and then this very uncomfortable shower from Discover University because I thought it would make sense in here. And then we have the sink and the toilet. Everything is very much cluttered up. Yeah, it just kind of speaks for itself. And then over here we have the one and only bedroom of the apartment, which the mom gave to her son. We have his bed right here. He has a couple of toys over here, and he also has a nice wardrobe area, which I was thinking that the mom and the son would be sharing. And then he has a little desk over here as well so that he can just sit down and do his homework, and this little bookshelf that was probably thrifted as well. But that's actually it for this apartment. So this single mom's apartment is on the gallery as a room, which is how it works with apartments. So if you want to place it in your game, it goes directly into 910 Medina Studios, so you can place it there if you want to. Just make sure to enable bb.move objects, and I also removed all of the walls behind like the doors and the archways and stuff to be able to upload it as one room. So yeah, if you want to place it in your game, just make sure to place back those walls behind the doors. But that is actually it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!